are back here at the Fieldhouse, Winchester High School, Winchester, Massachusetts. Ted Sarandis alongside John Dupuis. WinCam presents a special presentation of Winchester High School basketball to benefit a terrific cause, Coaches versus Cancer. This is game 2 between the host team, the Winchester High School Sachems, and the visiting team, the Lexington High School Minutemen. Winchester checks in at 4-12 overall, 3-10 in the Middlesex League, coached by John Fleming. Last time out, they lost to league rival 67-55 on Tuesday night on senior night. And Lexington checks in at 9-8 overall. They're 5-7 in the Middlesex League, coached by Reggie Hobbs. And last time out, they defeated Chelsea by a score of 54-38. Second meeting of the year between these two clubs. And on January the 10th, Winchester scored a 60-57 victory, an upset at Lexington earlier this season. And John, let's get your overall thoughts on the contest tonight.
Well, right now, Lexington coming into tonight's event with a 6-game winning streak. They've gone on a couple of streaks. Before the 6-game winning streak, they had a 4-game losing streak, which was started off with that loss to Winchester over in Lexington. So Lexington with the advantage tonight. Harry O'Neill for Lexington has really been pacing the Minutemen this year with his height. And David Barner also watch for him tonight from the guard position. For Winchester tonight, you have two solid contributors, Michael Grassi Jr. and also Ryan Fitzgerald. Look for him to score a lot of the baskets tonight.
And here is our national anthem. Getting set for game 2 of our doubleheader tonight between the Winchester Sachems and the Lexington Minutemen. Ted Sarandis alongside John Dupuis. And John, let's get the starting lineups for the contest tonight.
Tonight for the host Winchester Sachems, we have senior captain Jeff Bellotti, number 5, a guard. Number 11, another senior captain, Ryan Fitzgerald. The forward, who you'll see with the ball in his hands most tonight on offense, Michael Grassi, number 15. Rounding out the lineup, number 21, Scott Breckenwalt, and number 33, forward junior Greg Levine. For the Lexington Minutemen, as mentioned earlier, you have Hugh O'Neill, number 33, and he's accompanied by his brother Harry O'Neill, number 32. Number 10, James Lorenzi, guard. Number 4, Glenn Smith III at guard, and also rounding out the lineup, number 3, David Barner.
It'll be Greg Levine wearing 33 to jump against Hugh O'Neill, also wearing 33 for Lexington, and we're underway. And it's Lexington possession. The turnaround by Harry O'Neill is no good, and Winchester clears. This is Scott Breckwald, wears 21. Jeff Bellotti has the ball out deep.
Lexington with that tough man-to-man defense right now. Winchester with 5 seconds on the shot clock, looking for a shot.
And a shot clock violation. Not the way head coach John Fleming would want that first possession to go, but a terrific defensive stand by Lexington on the first possession.
Not what you want to see in the first possession for the Sachems. I'm sure Coach Fleming will have his team adjust.
Three-pointer is no good by Hugh O'Neill. And Bellotti tracks down the deep rebound. Jumper is in and out by Breckwald, and here comes Lexington. Glenn Smith misses off penetration.
Let's see what Winchester runs here on this second offensive set against that man pressure.
Terrific drive by Michael Grassi, the leading scorer for Winchester at nearly 17 a game, and it's 2-0 Winchester.
Not surprising to see Michael make a strong move like that to the basket.
Spinning to the goal is Glenn Smith, and we're tied at 2. Fitzgerald to the goal, draws a blocking foul on Lexington.
Fitzgerald lucky on that possession, lost his handle as he drove to the basket, got bailed out with the blocking call on number 10, James Lorenzi.
Lorenzi first on the team, and it'll send Ryan Fitzgerald to the line. Free throw good. Fitzgerald, second leading scorer on this Winchester team, averages 12.5 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per contest, and is a 60% free throw shooter. Good form. Second one around and in. So it's Winchester by 2.
Winchester with the straight-up man-to-man defense here in the half court.
A near steal by Breckwald. A nice shot to save that ball along the baseline is Grassi. Long three-pointer is good by Jeff Bellotti. Bellotti drains the 3, and it's 7-2 Winchester, and a foul quickly on the other end of the Sachems.
Jeffrey with a nice, almost set shot type of make there on that three-point field goal. Extends the Sachem lead.
Sachems coached by John Fleming, UConn class of 2006. Took over for longtime coach Quentin Dale, who retired. And Lexington High School coached by Reggie Hobbs. The Sachems check in again at 4-12 overall, 3-10 in the Middlesex League. And Lexington comes in at 9-8 overall, 5-7 in the conference. And a pair of free throws make it a 7-4 ball game. Winchester in front. And Grassi on the ball. Now this is Jeff Bellotti. Bellotti trying to make a play and working against the quick hands of Glenn Smith.
Coach Fleming looking to get a little cross-screen action there. From the low block to the opposite high post for that screen. Coming down, just misplayed the pass.
Grassi will throw in. He's the starting quarterback on the Winchester High School football team and a very good athlete. Grassi the step back. And the rebound cleared by Harry O'Neill. Barner couldn't get the roll but draws the foul.
David Barner using his speed to get to the lane and to the basket, causing that foul on Michael Grassi.
Barner had 24 points in their victory 54-38 on Tuesday night at home against Chelsea. Free throw by Barner is good, a 5'9", 11 junior guard. Free throw, Barner good. 7-6 our score. Winchester with the lead in the ball. Bellotti can't get the roll. The rebound to Blackwell. Falls down, and now Grassi with it. Grassi out front will hand for Bellotti. Bounce feed. This is Grassi looking to make a play. Shot clock at 10. And Harry O'Neal clears, and here comes Lexington. This is Hugh O'Neal. The two O'Neal brothers figure prominently in this Lexington ball club. And Grassi to the hole, trying to draw a foul. He goes down hard, and no foul is called. And instead, they call a foul while the ball was loose.
Yeah, I got nothing wrong with that play by Michael Grassi there. He'll take it strong to the hole, as he is. Very physical. Just didn't get the call. Hung with it. Scotty Breckenwall stopping the ball going the other way with a foul.
And Harry O'Neal will throw in front of us. This is Glenn Smith, the speedy point guard for Lexington. Jumper good by Hugh O'Neal, and Lexington takes their first lead at 8-7. We're in quarter number 1 here at the Fieldhouse, Winchester, Massachusetts. So glad to have you with us on this night where we are raising awareness and funds for Coaches versus Cancer. Ted Sarandis alongside the longtime Winchester youth and JV coach John Dupuis. And now looking to make a play are the Sachems. At the shot clock buzzer, score the goal. Greg Levine hits.
Big bucket there by Greg Levine. That'll help his confidence as the game goes on.
Almost a turnover. The long jumper is good from three-point range by David Barner, and Winchester regains the lead.
Winchester's going to need to keep their eye on Barner. He can hit that outside shot, as he just proved.
11-9 is our score. Lexington in front. Grassi foul line jumper.
Yeah, tough shot by Michael there. He's needs to catch his breath before it's a jump shot like that.
Smith penetrates, and Hugh O'Neal with the finish. Quick push by Smith, and Hugh O'Neal gives Lexington a 4-point lead. Harry O'Neal with the block. And first substitutions into the game is Teddy McKenna for Lexington.
Bobby McCarthy in for the Sachems. He's going to replace Scotty Breckenwell's speed here, and also with the ball handling in the offensive end.
McCarthy in off the bench averages just under 3 points per game. He's an energy guy. And Grassi looks to make a play. Now Bellotti with it, shot clock at 10. And they turn it over. And so does Lexington. Levine connects. Cuts the lead to 2. It's 13-11 Lexington, but exploding to the goal is Barner and gets the roll. Lexington looks to attack off the dribble.
Barner with a quick 7 points here in the first quarter. His speed is the difference maker right now.
15-11 Lexington in front. Winchester possession again, like the Winchester girls wearing a new uniform tonight. Three-pointer is good by Michael Grassi.
I'd still like to see some ball screens set on the Winchester offensive end. Nice shot by Michael, but they're not going to be getting that every possession.
Step back three is no good by Hugh O'Neal, and Winchester clear. Down court Bellotti. Grassi for three. He hits. Grassi hits the three. And we're under a minute to play here in the first, and Winchester regains the lead. And we have a blocking foul on Winchester. That was close.
Tough call by official Derek Harrington there on that play. We don't have there's no half circle in the lane here in high school basketball, but His call was that it was a block and there was some movement. Coach Fleming not liking that, immediately taking off the dress jacket, and now he's just down to his button-up shirt.
Very, very close call there. The block charge, most difficult for the officials to make, and now Grassi and Bellotti get a rest for Lexington.
Yeah, Michael's going to be taken out because that is his second foul. Jeff Bellotti more of a blow towards the end of the first quarter with Andre Braga, who's a freshman, coming in as a replacement.
Barner connects. 17-16 Winchester. We're in the final seconds here in the first. And we get a pushing foul on Lexington out deep.
Yeah, what you're going to see out of Andrew Braga, number 25, is he's going to help out here at the end of quarters with the ball handling. A lot to ask of a freshman, but Coach Fleming has the confidence in Andre.
42 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. Shot clock at 20. Winchester's going to run shot clock here. The long three is good. Ryan Fitzgerald drains a three. And Winchester's up 20-16.
It's the fourth three of the quarter for the Winchester Sachems.
10 seconds left in the quarter. Barner misses the runner. Rebound Levine. Let's see if they get a shot off. Down court. Does it beat the buzzer? No, it does not. And that is the end of quarter number one. End of the first quarter, our score is Winchester 20, Lexington 16. We're back with second quarter action after this on WinCam.
I like their size,
I love their texture.
their shape, feel.
They complete me.
Big, small, it doesn't matter.
Yes, I like boobies.
Love boobies.
Yes, I love boobies.
Yes, I love boobies. I love boobs.
Most of us know someone.
Who's been affected by breast cancer?
My friend.
My piano teacher.
My sister.
My aunt.
My teacher. My two aunts.
My Aunt Rachel.
I beat breast cancer.
We can beat this together.
Show the world how much you care.
And join us in the fight.
Because it's more than just boobs.
It's life.
If I could get everybody's attention, if you would join me in a moment of silence to honor the 577,000 Americans who died of cancer this year.
As we start quarter number two, Ted Sarandis with John Dupuis. It's Winchester, a 20-16 advantage over Lexington, and we have a foul on the floor on Lexington.
Energetic first quarter by both Lexington and Winchester.
No question.
Michael Grassi leading the Sachems with 8 points, 6 of those points coming from the three-point area. And David Barter, no surprise, leading the Minutemen with 8.
You're surprised Coach Fleming has gone to his bench this early, John?
Well, he has confidence, like I mentioned earlier, especially in a freshman like Andre Braga, number 25, and Bobby McCarthy, who's a seasoned veteran, number 12. So not a surprise there.
The size advantage, though, no question to Lexington. McCarthy looks to make a play. Can't get the roll, and here comes Lexington. The long three is overshot, but Hugh O'Neill rebounds. Rebounding will be a challenge for Winchester tonight against the O'Neill twins.
So that size advantage comes in for Lexington. It's one area you'll see each year in, year out with Lexington. They'll tend to have a height advantage over any team in the Middlesex League.
And now Jeff Bellotti returns, the 6-foot senior point guard. Andre Braga gets a rest. Bullet feed underneath. Hugh O'Neill didn't get the roll, but Lorenzi with the rebound. And a traveling violation
Winchester lucky there. Twice they've been beaten on the offensive boards. They need a secure position underneath, especially with that height advantage.
Bringing the ball up now is Bobby McCarthy, the 5'10 senior guard. Now this is Bellotti. To the goal. Shot blocked. Good hustle by Bellotti to pick it up. Good job by Winchester to corral the deep rebound.
Lexington in a soft man right now.
Levine had the step back, couldn't convert, and here comes the speedy Glenn Smith. Lorenzi drains the triple. It's 20-19, the Winchester lead down to 1 here in quarter number 2.
Winchester getting caught in transition there on their defense, finding their man. Ball gets kicked out for an easy 3 by Lorenzi.
Fitzgerald trying to make a play. Levine's going to be called for traveling. Substitutions, Michael Grassi returns for the Sachems, along with Graham Davis. Davis, a 6'1 sophomore guard, getting an opportunity here in Coach Fleming's rotation.
Graham Davis, he's a returning varsity player. Even as a sophomore, he's a second-year varsity player.
Under 6 minutes remaining here in this second quarter. Good to have you with us on this Coaches versus Cancer fundraising doubleheader from Winchester High School. Lorenzi with the rebound for Lexington. For 3. Last touch by David Barner. It'll be, let's see.
Looks like Derek Harrington, the official, signaled Lexington ball.
Confusing signal. It will be Lexington possession. 3 ball in and out by Hugh O'Neill of the Minutemen. And Bellotti clears. Down court, wide open 3 is in and out from McCarthy. And it will be Lexington ball.
Coach Fleming's content here with his team up to stay in a half-court man defense. No need to put any pressure on Lexington just yet.
Glenn Smith, the 5'8 sophomore guard, wears number 4. He starts the offense. In the lane, missing in traffic is David Barner. And the rebound grabbed there by Bellotti for Winchester.
Both teams starting to settle down a little bit after that frenetic first quarter.
Grassi looks to post up. Can't get the roll. Glenn Smith clears. Lorenzi lost it. Good hands there by Fitzgerald, draws a foul.
Well, I'm not sure in high school basketball we have a clear path foul, but that's what they're going to call.
So it's a foul that you'd see at the college level much more frequently than at the high school level.
Ryan Fitzgerald clearly had an open path. Not a bad foul there by David Barner. So Winchester will have the 2 free throws and get the possession of the ball at midcourt.
So it will be a flagrant 1 foul on Glenn Smith. And Ryan Fitzgerald will go to the line. The 6'2 senior guard. Shoots it at 60% from the stripe and the second leading scorer on this Sachems club at 12.5 points per contest. Fitzgerald, good athlete. Free throw good.
Ryan has really developed himself into a nice player. I've known Ryan since he was in elementary school, but have coached Ryan when he was a freshman and sophomore, and he's really developed into a decent player, contributor, senior captain. Very proud of Ryan this year.
Yeah, does he want to continue his basketball career, John? And if so, what level do you think he could play at?
Knowing Ryan, I'm sure he'd like to look at probably a Division III school somewhere in the Northeast. I could see him contributing at a level.
(22-19) our score. Winchester with the lead and the possession off the flagrant 1 foul. Bellotti has it, looking to make a play. Grassi will take the long three. Lexington will clear the rebound. Harry O'Neal staying with it. They attack the offensive glass. And now to the floor are two players, Bobby McCarthy and Harry O'Neal. So play starting to get really physical.
Well, that's what's happening here. We talked about the first quarter being so fast. Both teams coming back a little bit down to earth, I guess. Fatigue setting in when both teams get tired. Sloppy fouls and missed baskets happen. So you can see the coaches adjusting by subbing some of their bench players in right now.
Winchester up 22-19. And they'll run a set play here on this dead ball situation. Shot clock at 10. Bellotti has to make a play now. Bellotti for three. Harry O'Neal clears for Lexington. Down court for brother Hugh O'Neal.
I'd like to see Hugh O'Neal get a touch here. He's got a shorter Graham Davis on him in the offensive set. See if
Glenn Smith speedy to the goal, misses. The follow is good. McKenna scores on the follow for Lexington, and the Winchester lead is 22-21.
Or you could have a bench player, Teddy McKenna, score 2 points for you. Still like to see Hugh O'Neal get a touchdown on the post.
3 minutes to play second quarter. Missing on the drive is Graham Davis. Here comes Lexington. Hugh O'Neal forces that time. Good rebound by Grassi. This is Bellotti for Winchester.
Tough defense there on the Winchester end last possession when that shot by Hugh O'Neal.
Grassi in the lane. Again, the shot clock under 10. So Lexington very effective defensively. And they're playing man-to-man. Grassi the long three. A rebound tap back out. Good job there by Graham Davis. For Grassi to the goal. Misses the lay-in, draws the foul.
Give this good Michael opportunity to catch his breath. You see his hands on his hips. I'd always tell my players, step back, take a few deep breaths, collect yourself, go through your same routine and knock down a shot. Watch that ball go in the basket.
Grassi, very good release on the free throw, makes the first one, the 6'4 junior. Leading scorer for the Winchester Sachems at nearly 17 per game. Averages nearly 10 rebounds per game, so he's averaging nearly a double-double. Grassi will go again. Free throw good. He's a 71% free throw shooter. He gives Winchester a 24-21 lead with 2 minutes and 29 seconds to play here in the second quarter. So glad to have you with us. Ted Sarandis alongside the coach John Dupuis. We're at the Fieldhouse, Winchester High School for the second game of our WinCam Coaches versus Cancer special doubleheader.
There's that size advantage for Hugh O'Neal, not able to make the basket.
Good job by Ryan Fitzgerald to corral the rebound. Breckwald looking to make a play. Now Bellotti with it. Winchester by 3 with the ball. Breckwald will take the long 3 from the corner. Last touch there by Lexington will be, no, the last touch by Winchester, it'll be Lexington ball.
James Lorenzi back in for the Lexington Minutemen. We'll see if he can knock down another 3 here and help Lexington score again.
Lorenzi takes it to the goal. Levine got a piece of it, but Lexington attacking the offensive glass, and McKenna will go to the line. Very impressed, John, with Lexington's ability to go hard to the offensive glass.
Well, they have that size advantage. Winchester needs to be more disciplined in finding their man putting the body on them and keeping possession.
Lexington appears to be very, very strong in the offensive rebounding department, and McKenna's first free throw is in and out.
Well, a front court of the O'Neal brothers at 6'6" and 6'5". Teddy McKenna's in the ballgame right now, number 44. He's also 6'4". Not too many guys on the Winchester squad are going to measure up height-wise other than Michael Grassi, and Michael's being asked to do a number of things besides securing rebounds.
Second one is good by McKenna. 24-22, the Winchester lead down to 2. And now Lexington extends with their defense.
Lexington showing a bit of a man-to-man full-court pressure. We'll see how Winchester responds.
Down-court Breckwell looking to attack the goal. Now he'd bring it back out for Grassi. And this is Bobby McCarthy with it for the Sachems.
See if Winchester can get a shot here earlier on the shot clock. They've had a bit difficulty getting some decent shots, decent looks.
Grassi drives to the goal. Terrific move, couldn't get it to drop, and here comes Lexington. Speed dribble is Smith. Three-pointer out front is good for Hugh O'Neal. We're under a minute to play here in this second quarter, and Lexington takes their first lead of the quarter at 25-22.
Hugh O'Neal is due for a basket. I just wasn't expecting it to come from the three-point arc.
Grassi explodes. And a foul in the corner. Lexington commits the foul on the floor. It'll go against Glenn Smith.
Looks like that'll get Fitzgerald to the line. It should be a 1-and-1. There's the buzzer from the scorer's table.
That's the 7th team foul on Lexington. Substitution for Winchester. Charles Daigle in the game, a 6'1" senior backup forward. And Ryan Fitzgerald will go to the line. He'll shoot the 1-and-1 with 30 seconds left in this first quarter. First one good.
Well, Coach Fleming wisely getting Michael Grassi out of the game as Lexington's about to take possession of the ball. You don't want Michael picking up his third foul before the end of the half. Will be interesting to see is number 32, Charles Daigle, who will be playing the forward position if he can secure a rebound here with Hugh O'Neal to guard.
A pair of free throws for Ryan Fitzgerald, and the Sachems regain the lead. Under 30 seconds remaining here in the half. McKenna gets free, but the block. He stays with it on the offensive glass to score and give Lexington a 1-point lead.
No need to rush here for the Sachems. They have plenty of time. No shot clock.
And Coach Fleming wants a timeout. 18 seconds left to play. We'll keep it right here. 27-26, Lexington in front. And John Dupree, what, in your view, is Coach Fleming going to call for on this possession?
Well, it'll be interesting to see the substitution pattern here. Let's see if we'll get leading scorer Michael Grassi back into the ball game. Otherwise, look for Ryan Fitzgerald to take the ball, I would say, at the top of the key, get a ball screen, either for a penetration or maybe a kick-out pass for a shot. Again, in these situations, you want to leave yourself, you want to take that last shot with about 6 to 7 seconds left to go in a quarter or half, just in case you miss it, you get your rebound, an opportunity for a putback.
No question, you got to execute well on this possession because you want to go into halftime and have the opportunity, if you can score, to get the lead. We saw what that last second bucket did to Lexington in the first game. Anna Kelly scored and Lexington took a non-refundable lead. So let's see if Winchester can execute the play that Coach Fleming wants to run. You'd have to think.
Look for a little back screen action here coming to the ball.
Have to think that Grassi, who's inbounding, is going to be the man who's going to be getting the ball back.
Tough spot now to inbound that ball.
Very tough inbound pass as David Barner nearly with the steal. First thing you got to do is get the ball inbounds cleanly. They do, and get it to McCarthy, he'll bring it up. McCarthy still on the ball at 10 seconds left.
Great cut.
Underneath. They called Grassi for traveling. Terrific execution, but he's called for an extra step.
Very, very important right here for Winchester not to lose it. They need to put some pressure on Lexington so they don't score here at the buzzer. That's okay, but they had that travel. Just don't make a mistake here on the defensive end.
4 seconds left. Speed dribble. Barner, the step back is short, and that's the end of our first half of play. Our score at halftime is Lexington 27 and Winchester 26. We're back with more after this, right here on WinCam.
Hearing that I had leukemia was a very disturbing and frightening moment. It's not something that you want to hear when you're speaking to your doctor. I'd spent my whole life taking care of myself and trying to stay in very good shape, and I thought that I had to pass on something like that. But you find out that that's not the case. I got involved with Coaches versus Cancer because I've been a basketball player all my life, so you know the whole idea of basketball and cancer, two things that have been big issues in my life. So it was a perfect fit. Coaches versus Cancer is one of the efforts that you know the National Association of Basketball Coaches is involved with, and it's a wonderful thing. Watch the game, talk it up in your neighborhood. Get people to go, get people to buy tickets. It will help in cancer research. The people who are involved in research have made great strides in figuring out therapy for various cancers. When I got a chance to talk to my oncologists, they said that I had a type of leukemia that could be treated. So I do what I have to do. I see my doctor regularly. We've worked out a treatment program that works. I think the number one thing that people can do is just be aware. Be aware of the people in your community that have the disease and try to be supportive. And do what you can to support cancer research. If you can't do it financially, maybe you can donate some time. Maybe you can give somebody a ride. It's simple things, you know, just if a kind word and some support at a crucial time can really help somebody get the strength together to do what they need to do. You can't give up hope. You have to be proactive and deal with it now. Don't waste any time. Go to the correct medical people and specialists and find out what can be done for your particular type of cancer.
"100 years ago, the American Cancer Society began a fight against an enemy whose name even doctors were hesitant to mention. The topic was taboo because little could be done. Over the years, we've learned that cancer thrives on silence, complacency, and business as usual. Progress comes when we speak out, when we take action, when we're loud. So we started making noise. The Women's Field Army made noise about testing, and cervical cancer declined 70%. We made noise in Capitol Hill, and smoking declined 50%. We made noise on the research front, and have 46 Nobel laureates to show for it. We made noise on behalf of men, women, and children in every community. And today, 2 out of 3 people survive cancer. But we're not done making noise. We won't be silent until we finish the fight. On our 100th birthday, we're going to amplify our efforts and lead the loudest, most aggressive, most unified assault on cancer we've ever made. We want to make sure no life-saving research is silenced. We want to make sure that every patient who needs a place to stay has a place to stay. We want to make sure that everyone has access to life-saving screenings. Why? Because we dream of a day when 3 out of 3 people survive cancer and everyone has more birthdays. Let's speak out. Let's be loud. Because silence won't finish the fight. Action will.
I tend to feel nervous. I guess there's kind of a nervousness that nobody will pay attention.
How am I gonna do my hair? What should I do for my makeup? Do I wear jewelry? Do I not?
Everyone is piled around me around the table and I'm just blowing out the candles.
I always cry on my birthday.
I think it's the things that you don't expect that makes your birthday special.
And every year, sometimes you get a little bit more of a piece of the puzzle.
I crawled to this window and I looked out and they were all standing there, all these guys. And it was wonderful. We just danced and they were all singing happy birthday.
Birthday cake. That white, like fluffy birthday cake that you always get.
My friend made me a 4-layered cake.
The birthday person always gets to sit and just bask in the love and the joy.
Just to be loved.
The thought that somebody puts into something means more to me than any gift.
It's just a celebration of that one special day when a woman did something really, really special and brought a life into the world.
Why are birthdays so awesome? Is it the presents? The pointy hats? The frosted cake with your name on top? Well, yeah. But to us, a birthday is also a victory. Another year, cancer hasn't won. We are the American Cancer Society, and we're creating more birthdays every day. We do it with research, playing a part in almost every cancer breakthrough. We do it with perseverance, fighting against secondhand smoke from coast to coast. We do it with volunteers, driving thousands of cancer patients to treatment each year. We do it because every day our work is helping create 350 more birthdays, and we won't stop there. So here's to more cake. Here's to more candles. Here's to more friends. Here's to a world with less cancer and more birthdays.
Excuse me. Thousands of cancer patients can't afford a place to stay when the best treatment is far from home. A room shouldn't be the difference between life and death. Last year, the American Cancer Society provided lodging for 50,000 patients and caregivers, but let's make sure that everybody who needs a room gets one. Come on, let's make some noise. Let's finish the fight.
I like their size.
I love their texture.
Their shape, feel, they complete me.
Big, small, it doesn't matter.
Yes, I like boobies.
Love boobies.
Yes, I love boobies.
Yes, I love boobies. I love boobs.
Most of us know someone.
Who's been affected by breast cancer.
My friend.
My piano teacher.
My sister.
My aunt.
My teacher.
My two aunts.
My Aunt Rachel.
I beat breast cancer.
We can beat this together.
Show the world how much you care.
And join us in the fight.
Because it's more than just boobs.
It's life.
At halftime, it's Lexington 27 and Winchester 26. Ted Sarandis alongside the coach, John Dupuis. And John, why don't you run us through the unofficial scorers for both teams in the first half?
Right now for the Winchester Sachems, junior Michael Grassie's leading the team with 10 points. Ryan Fitzgerald with 9. George Levine with 2 buckets for a total of 4 points. And point guard number 5, Jeff Bellotti with 1-3. Lexington Minutemen leading scorers, guard number 3, David Barner with 8. Hugh O'Neill with 7. Lorenzi and McKenna each coming in at 5. And Glenn Smith III with 1 basket for 2 points.
It's Harry O'Neill with the jump hook in the lane and the steal by David Barner. Lorenzi penetrates. And just like that, Lexington scores 2 quick buckets to take a 5-point lead.
It's that pressure that Lexington wanted to start off the half with, quickly taking the lead. Winchester needing to respond here with a basket.
Bellotti looks to make a play. Lexington stays man-to-man. Loose ball picked up. Grassie underneath. Can't get the roll. And the rebound cleared by Harry O'Neill to brother Hugh. Bellotti with the steal. Wisely brings it back out. Breckwold misses. Levine with the rebound, and Winchester's got to settle it down.
Coach Fleming looking for a half-court set here.
Levine to the goal. Can't get the roll. That was a contested shot. Here comes Glenn Smith. Harry O'Neill relentless on the offensive glass, and it'll be Winchester possession.
Very quick up and down action to start off the second half here. Both teams a bit sloppy with the ball. Winchester needing to break this pressure if they want to get a decent shot, and not a quickened shot here at the end of the shot clock.
All court man pressure by Lexington. They don't look to trap as Grassie has it out deep. Bellotti on the ball for Winchester. Takes the jumper. David Barner clears and attacks the goal the other way. Score the goal for Harry O'Neill. A 6-0 run for Lexington, and we get a timeout. In the third quarter, our score is Lexington 33, Winchester 26. Back with more on WinCam.
This is Jim Calhoun. He's a cancer survivor. This is Jim Boeheim. He survived cancer too. This is Tubby Smith. He lost his sister to cancer. They're part of Coaches vs. Cancer, a program where coaches and fans join together in the fight against cancer. This is the American Cancer Society and the National Association of Basketball Coaches. This is how you can make a difference. To support Coaches vs. Cancer in your area, call or visit us online.
6 minutes, 7 seconds left to play here in our third quarter. It's Lexington in front by 7, 33-26. Good to have you with us on this Coaches versus Cancer special doubleheader to benefit the terrific cause, Coaches versus Cancer. Please check out the website, wincam.org/Coaches versus Cancer. We get a whistle.
Jeff Bellotti with the foul there to stop the penetration. Each possession here for Lexington in the second half has begun on the defensive end with a rebound. You'll either see number 3, David Barner, or number 4, Glenn Smith III, pushing that ball up the court, that time resulting in a foul by Bellotti.
Andre Braga in to replace him, wears 25. Wild shot from the corner there by Glenn Smith, and here comes Grassi for the Sachems. Sachems really need to run some offense through Grassi. He works into the lane. Nifty move from the low block by Michael Grassi to stop the 6-0 run.
Gonna need a few more baskets like that from Michael for the Sachems to keep it tight.
Down court is Grassi off the Lexington turnover. To the goal, draws a foul. Draws the foul on Harry O'Neill. And a timeout. We'll take it. Our score is Lexington 33, Winchester 28. Back with more after this on WinCam.
If I could get everybody's attention, if you would join me in a moment of silence to honor the 577,000 Americans who died of cancer this year. You know, actually, silence is the last thing that we need. We need to join the American Cancer Society in their most aggressive assault on cancer yet. 2 out of 3 people are surviving cancer. We shouldn't be silent until that's 3 out of 3. Let's make some noise. Come on. Let's finish this fight.
Back here at the field house, Winchester High School, Winchester, Massachusetts. Ted Sarandis alongside the coach John Dupuis. And Grassi at the line looking to cut into this lead, and does. It's Lexington 33, Winchester 29. Off the third personal foul by Lexington's Harry O'Neill. Second one is no good. And the rebound to Glenn Smith. Now Barner, very explosive scorer. Wears number 3. This is Lorenzi, who wears number 10. And now Hugh O'Neill, part of the brother tandem, misses in traffic. Last touch there by David Barner.
Next few possessions will be interesting to watch the guard matchup with Breckenwall and Braga versus Smith and Barner for Lexington. Right
Greg
there.
Levine goes to the bench, John, and Winchester becomes very small, and now they turn it over. The quick hands of Glenn Smith. Barner looks to make a play, stays with it, and draws a foul. Very impressed at Lexington's relentlessness on the offensive glass.
There's that speed I was just talking about there with Barner taking it past Scotty Breckenwall, who has the speed to keep up with him. But Barner got by him on the hip. And once you get by the man on the hip, you're at the advantage.
A break for Winchester as Barner does not connect at the line. Barner, a 5'11 junior guard. Substitution, Braga to the bench. And Jeff Bellotti back in. Bellotti, the 6-foot senior, averages nearly 6 points a game for the Sachems. Second free throw is good by David Barner. We had 24 points in their 54-38 victory over Chelsea on February 1st, their last game. Winchester with possession. Underneath is Grassi. Nifty move. And the Sachems pull closer. Traveling violation. But off the turnover, Winchester has a chance to creep a little closer.
And there's one time when their speed works to their disadvantage. McKenna not really expecting that pass, leads to a travel.
Bellotti in the left corner. 4 minutes to play in quarter number 3. Trying to find Fitzgerald on the post. Nice job by Glenn Smith to run that loose ball down. Now Barner penetrates and draws a foul on the baseline.
Nice move by Barner. Maybe got away with a few steps in the corner as he drove to the basket. But official Derek Harrington will call possession foul with Lexington taking it underneath. Winchester goes to a zone in these situations. They'll go to a 2-3 zone on out-of-bounds plays, making sure they don't fall for any interior screens.
Got to be careful, though, when you play zone on baseline out of bounds. So oftentimes there's gaps.
There's one right there.
McKenna works the interior beautifully. And he scores, and it's a 5-point Lexington lead. Graham Davis, a role player, able to draw a foul.
There's where that second-year sophomore, a bit of confidence comes into play. Not really known as a ball handler, and Coach Fleming's talking to Graham right now. But just taking that, putting his shoulder down. Lucky he didn't call for offensive foul. Finds himself at the line for 2 shots.
Free throw is no good. Our score 36-31. Lexington leading Winchester. As we're under 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Second game of our Coaches versus Cancer doubleheader. Free throw no good. Please check out the website, wincam.org/coaches versus cancer to donate to this terrific cause. Turnover, and it'll go the other way. It'll be Winchester ball. Again, all court pressure by Lexington. But they don't look to trap. It's just man pressure.
I don't think Lexington was expecting Graham Davis to bring the ball up, thus no trap.
Long 3 ball is no good by McCarthy, but they get the offensive rebound. Now Davis to the goal, puts it up and in.
Some energy off the bench there by Graham Davis. Big two points for the Winchester Sachems.
Only scored 13 points all season in the previous 16 games. Gets a field goal there to pull Winchester a little closer. Trailing by 3. Hugh O'Neill misses. Grassi with the big rebound. Bellotti will run the point for Winchester. Now Grassi with it. Grassi to the goal. Here comes Glenn Smith. He turns it over. Numbers for Winchester if they hurry. Smith hurt his leg on that last sequence. To the goal is Bobby McCarthy, and he gets the shooter's roll.
McCarthy taking advantage of Glenn Smith, who looked like he was hurt on that last play. Sachems 2 points closer.
Hugh O'Neill to the goal, layup good.
And that was only a matter of time for Hugh O'Neill to start taking advantage of his height and his ability to get to the lane.
(38-35). Lexington by 3. And an offensive foul is called on Ryan Fitzgerald. Substitution, Greg Levine back in for Winchester, and Harry O'Neill back in for Lexington.
Good call by the official there. Ryan did bring up his elbow with a push off. Lexington player maybe accentuated the hit a little bit, but however, Ryan did bring that arm up, resulting in the offensive foul.
38-35. Winchester trails 3, and Glenn Smith brings it up. O'Neal, that's Harry, misses but gets his own rebound back. Now Barner attacks the goal. It'll be Lexington ball with a fresh 30 on the shot clock.
We'll see how Winchester plays out here this last minute of the third quarter. Need to contain that middle.
Sachems trail by 3, and Glenn Smith looking to make a play for Lexington. Now Barner attacks the goal. Couldn't get the roll, but draws a foul. So Barner will go to the line to try to give Lexington a 5-point advantage.
For Winchester, if they want to keep this game close, and they have, in the fourth quarter, that speed and that ability to penetrate the lane is going to come into effect late in the fourth quarter. So I'm sure Coach Fleming will have an adjustment with his staff in between the quarters on the defensive end.
Grassi back in for Lexington. Or back in for Winchester, excuse me, and a couple of substitutions for Lexington. But Grassi really the key guy for the Sachems. They need to get him the ball on the interior. Let's see what they run here. Under a minute to play in the half. This is Breckwald for Winchester. Bellotti with the deflected pass called for travel. A costly turnover there, and Lexington gets it back, leading by 4. 32 seconds left to play in the half.
There's a substitution with Daigle, the senior, coming in to help out, keeping Michael Grassi out of foul trouble. He'll guard one of the O'Neal brothers, Hugh O'Neal. So we'll see how this possession plays out.
Let's see how that works. Charles Daigle is in, and he's guarding Hugh O'Neal. Levine will guard Harry O'Neal. Good interior defense. Winchester, they got a hand on the ball. Couldn't grab it. Shot clock at 10, and now Graham Davis will come back in for the Sachems. He'll replace Bellotti.
Just a little bit more size here by Coach Fleming with the substitution to help out in the defensive end.
Hugh O'Neal for 3, no. Couldn't corral a rebound, and now Graham Davis has it. 5 seconds left. Down court, Breckwald draws a foul. 1 second left, and Breckwald will go to the line.
One thing I've noticed here by the Sachems tonight is their ability to get to the basket but also draw the foul. They're putting their body into the defender. Michael Grassi has a tendency for doing that. Scotty Breckenwald right there, putting his body into the defender, thus getting to the free throw line.
And
nice play by Scotty.
No question, you got to make free throws now. And he misses the first one. 1 second left in the third quarter, and the Sachems need this one to pull within 3. Made that one. 1 second left. Down court, the heave at the buzzer. No good, and that's the end of our third quarter of play. It's Lexington 39, Winchester 36. We're back with quarter number 4 after this on WinCam.
I tend to feel nervous. I guess there's kind of a nervousness that nobody will pay attention.
How am I gonna do my hair? What should I do for my makeup? Do I wear jewelry? Do I not?
Everyone is piled around me around the table, and I'm just blowing out the candles.
I always cry on my birthday.
I think it's the things that you don't expect that makes your birthday special.
And every year, sometimes you get a little bit more of a piece of the puzzle.
I crawled to this window and I looked out, and they were all standing there, all these guys. And it was wonderful. We just danced, and they were all singing happy birthday.
Birthday cake. that white, like fluffy birthday cake that you always get.
My friend made me a 4-layered cake.
The birthday person always gets to sit and just bask in the love and the joy.
Just to be loved. The thought that somebody...
Thank you. Having fun.
Back here at the field house, Winchester High School, Ted Sarandis, the coach, John Dupuis. It's Winchester trailing Lexington, but a good game, just 39-36. Let's see how the Stations start quarter number 3. Excuse me, quarter number 4. They started quarter 3 in a bit of a struggle. Bellotti in the lane.
Basket here by the Stations will give them that confidence. There we go.
And there it is. 3-point goal is good by Bellotti to tie our score at 39.
Jeffrey with a big basket there. That set shot approach again. Hits it. That's a big confidence booster for the Sachems.
Smith misses in traffic, and Glassy with a big rebound. Score the goal. Ryan Fitzgerald gives Winchester a real boost. They lead 41-39. Grassy, big defensive rebound. Strong start to the quarter. Let's see if the Sachems can keep it up. Quick 4-0 run.
Lexington starting the second half the same way as Winchester starting here in the fourth quarter. We'll see how Lexington responds here defensively.
Levine draws a blocking foul. So it's a 5-0 run for Winchester to start the half. Start the quarter, I should say. 41-39, fourth quarter. Winchester has regained the lead after trailing by 3 at the end of 3 quarters.
Keep an eye on Michael Grassy, the inbound here for a shot from the outside corner. There we go.
Wanted to get it to him, but good defense there by Lexington. Fitzgerald trying to make a play. Levine, a wild shot. That's not the shot that Coach Fleming wanted. Down court is Smith. Levine clears. Down court Bellotti, but the defense gets back. Can't convert. Levine again draws a foul on the interior.
Decent hustle there by Levine. Anytime you have a breakaway like that as a coach, you want to make sure there's 2 or 3 guys trailing the play. Jeff Bellotti with some pressure on the back end. Missed the tough layup. Levine there for the cleanup, gets the foul. Great hustle by the Sachems.
Timeout. Our score, quarter number 4, is Winchester 41, Lexington 39. Back with more on WinCam.
Attention please, the winning number, the 50-50 raffle, 129955. Next three digits, 955. Second digit over here. 129955.
Back to the action. It's Winchester possession, up by 2. Ted Sarandis alongside the coach John Dupuis. Special doubleheader to benefit Coaches versus Cancer. Because nearly everyone has been touched by cancer in some way, Lexington and Winchester High Schools have decided to show their support and make a difference by forming a team to support the American Cancer Society's life-saving work in research, education, advocacy, and patient services. Proceeds from the funds raised tonight go directly to the American Cancer Society's cancer research. Log on right now, wincam.org/coaches versus cancer. That's wincam.org/coaches versus cancer.
Great drive right there by the sophomore guard Glenn Smith with the dish off to Hugh O'Neill. There's that penetration we've mentioned time and time again. Both Bonner and Smith with the ability to get around Sachem guards, leading to some free throws.
Excellent form for Hugh O'Neill. Connects on the first one to pull Lexington within one.
It's Hugh's 10th point, leading the team right now.
Second free throw good, ties our score at 41. Hugh, the 6'6 senior, wears 33. His brother Harry wears 32, a 6'5 sophomore. We're in a 41-41 ball game here in the fourth quarter. Winchester possession. Step back pop. Bellotti from three is good. So Bellotti breaks the tie with the triple, and it's 44-41. 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. On the floor, Grassi gets it away down court. Fitzgerald scored the foul, but Grassi made the play by getting to that loose ball and getting it down the court.
Great sequence right there for the Sachems. Jeff Bellotti calmly nailing the three-pointer from the top of the key. The scramble for the ball, Michael Grassi with a great outlet. And then Ryan Fitzgerald with controlling his body nicely for the and one. Let's see if he can complete the three-point play.
Ryan Fitzgerald will go to the line looking to convert a conventional three-point play. Winchester by 5. Make it 6 as Fitzgerald converts on a huge three-point play to give the Sachems a 47-41 lead.
With that foul, that's Glenn Smith's 4th foul, so it'll be interesting to see David Barner now take control of the ball all by himself.
Lorenzi to the goal. Lay it up and in.
Nice basket by Lorenzi. He was due to get on the board here in the second half.
The lead at 3 for Winchester. Bellotti hands for Grassi. That's where they want the ball. Grassi attacks the goal, laying up around and in. Grassi makes it 49-43 with a strong take to the goal. Here's Barner the other way and draws a foul on the floor on Winchester.
Not a bad thing right now. Both teams kind of grabbing at their shorts, a bit tired. Nothing wrong with that foul by Scotty. Bobby McCarthy, who's just as capable as Scotty Breckenwall right now at the guard position, will come in and give him a breather with that being his 4th foul.
Looked a bit fatigued. The pace and intensity of this game has been there. So McCarthy, wearing number 12, will come in to give Breckwald a rest. And the free throw by David Barner is good. 49-44. Winchester in front. Second free throw good, make it 49-45. Winchester leads Lexington.
Winchester's going to need to handle the pressure right here. As you can see, Michael Grassi with the ball in his hand with the forward Hugh O'Neill guarding him. There's a mismatch there.
Under 4 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Fitzgerald looks to take it to the goal. Now Levine will drive. Draws a foul on the floor on Lexington. That's their 7th foul, so a 1-and-1 situation.
Both teams playing with a lot of emotion. I know, Ted, you and I were speaking at halftime about the emotion on the court by both teams here on a Friday night. Winchester not really playing for much here heading into the postseason. However, they would like to sweep Lexington, having had a win over in Lexington earlier in the season. So it's been an emotional tilt on both sides.
Levine, free throw no good. That's a big miss. A rebound for Lexington's Hugh O'Neill. Down court, David Barner, speed dribble, foul on the floor on Winchester.
Must stop that pressure.
Very difficult to guard either David Barner or Glenn Smith when they get ahead of steam with dribble penetration.
Each possession that happens, Winchester needs to man up on them before the ball gets over half court.
Key miss, though, is he missed the front end of the one-on-one. That's the 8th team foul on the Sachems. Bellotti. Now for Grassi, which is where they want the basketball.
Let's see Ryan Fitzgerald coming off a screen here.
Underneath now Levine. Now Bellotti in the corner. Deep rebound, Glenn Smith. Barner lost it and got it back. Barner for 3. A rebound to Hugh O'Neal and a foul on the interior on Winchester.
Winchester fans don't like the call, but from our vantage point, his arm was grabbed. Very good call. Which will send Hugh O'Neal to the free throw line. That's Fitzgerald's 4th.
.45 Winchester lead. So we approach 3 minutes remaining in the contest. The free throw missed, but the putback is good by Harry O'Neal. So it's a 2-point ball game now. Winchester leading by just 2.
One brother helping out another brother with the cleanup. 2 points for Harry O'Neal.
Fitzgerald. Now he'll take the long 3. It's in and out. The rebound grab there by Harry O'Neal. Don't think that was the shot that Coach Fleming wanted. Plenty of time on the shot clock there. 2-point lead. You don't need a long contested 3. The follow is good by Barner, and our score is tied at 49. We'll take a break. Lexington 49, Winchester 49. Back with more on WinCam.
There's a reason there's no secondhand smoking here, and no cigarette advertising around here.
There's a reason we know this is really bad. And this is really good.
There's a reason 2 in 3 people are surviving cancer.
And we cannot be silent until it's 3 out of 3.
This shout out is for everything the American Cancer Society has done in the last 100 years. Let's make noise and finish the fight.
Minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the contest. It's Winchester 49 and Lexington 49, and the student section alive here at the Fieldhouse.
We'll watch this pressure here by Lexington. Winchester seems to handle it well here.
Fitzgerald opting to go behind his back there, almost lost it. Bellotti has an angle to the goal. Now Levine in the lane, a wild shot, which again is not what they wanted, in the rebound Lexington. Harry O'Neal scores to give Lexington a 51-49 lead.
Composure here by the Sachems. They need composure. They need their seniors to take control of the ball. Plenty of time left.
Fitzgerald trying to use a Grassi ball screen. Grassi will take the step back. Again, shot selection questionable by the Sachems, and it's out of bounds. Last touch there by Breckwald. I'm surprised that Grassi didn't look to try to use a ball screen, John, and go to the goal.
Well, the thing with Michael is that he's very confident in his shot, doesn't care what the time and situation is, and in that shot, that doesn't surprise me by Michael. He hits those shots from time to time.
Nearly a steal, but Barner gets ahead of steam. Now he'll back it out. Winchester with a 2-point lead, and now they steal it, and it's knocked out of bounds. Fitzgerald with the steal. A minute 12 to play in the game, and the Sachems trail by 2. Grassi for Scott Breckwald, the 5'9 junior. Breckwald is on the ball now. They move Bellotti away from the ball, which is an interesting decision by Coach Fleming.
Got a bit of a flex screen here by the Sachems to get people open.
Couldn't get it to drop. Tap wouldn't go, and Lexington the other way. Here's Hugh O'Neill. Shot blocked. Another blocked. But Lorenzi grabbed the loose ball. We're under a minute to play in the game. Lexington with the ball at a 2-point lead. Shot clock at 13.
A couple of tired defenders out there for the Sachems right now.
Barner. Now Hugh O'Neill for brother Harry. Now Hugh, the step back, is no good in the rebound. Grassi. Shot clock is off.
Coach Fleming opting to keep on going. No timeouts.
20 seconds left. Layup is missed there by Bellotti. Loose on the floor. Timeout Lexington. 13 seconds left in the game. It's Lexington 51, Winchester 49. 13 seconds left. Let's reset the game. 7 team fouls on Lexington. 9 team fouls on Winchester. And what do you look for here, John? First, for Lexington, I have to think they go spread and wait for the foul. If you're Winchester, I have to think that they're going to look to try to get a steal or a deflection on the inbound. And then how much time does Coach Fleming give before Winchester fouls, do you think?
Well, I'm sure Coach Fleming has his scouting report on who he's going to foul, what the free throw situation's been during the game. Looks like right now Lexington's going to get possession underneath their own basket. If I'm Coach Fleming, I go for that first trap. If they break that trap, then I foul. But I at least want to get a steal out of that first trap.
13.7 seconds left. James Lorenzi will inbound. He'll throw in against Levine, and they get it in for Hugh O'Neill. Still in the backcourt, and they foul Hugh O'Neill.
Okay, not bad. Few seconds got off the clock. I think about 4 or 5 seconds went off the clock. Have to foul at that point.
.2 seconds left. Hugh O'Neill, the 6'6 senior post player for Lexington, at the line. His last bucket gave them the lead. Free throw good.
Big free throw there by O'Neill. Looks like Coach Fleming's going to call a timeout, try to ice him.
We'll keep it right here. Lexington 52, Winchester 49. Gives us an opportunity to urge you to, one more time, check out wincam.org/coaches versus cancer, because nearly everyone has been touched by cancer in some way. Lexington and Winchester high schools have decided to show their support tonight with this special Coaches versus Cancer doubleheader to raise funds for this terrific cause. Support the American Cancer Society's life-saving work in research, education, advocacy, and patient services. Proceeds from the funds raised tonight go directly to American Cancer Society's cancer research. Please log on right now to Coaches versus Cancer. The specific website tonight is wincam.org/coaches versus cancer. That's wincam.org/coaches versus cancer. Ted Sarandis alongside the coach, John Dupuis. 52-49. Winchester trails. Free throw by Hugh O'Neill is good. And they're down by 4. Final seconds. Lost the ball. The steal by Lorenzi. They've got a foul. 1.4 seconds left, and barring a miracle, John, it looks like Lexington's going to steal a win on the road and gain revenge for the Sachems' January 10th victory at Lexington. But this will be a bitter loss for the Sachems, who had opportunities late and could not convert.
One thing to keep in mind on Lexington, and they're trying to make the state tournament. They've had that six game win streak. This win will get them one game closer to that state tournament. So they're playing, as you can see, the benches standing up. Their crowd, their parents are here. Very boisterous. Winchester playing for pride.
Lorenzi makes the next one good. 5-point lead, less than 2 seconds left. Down court, the steal by Smith, and that's the ball game. Final score, Lexington 54 and Winchester 49. A terrific high school basketball game here tonight. At the end of the first quarter of play, Winchester had a 20-16 lead. At halftime, it was Lexington 27-26. End of 3 quarters, it was Lexington 39-36. And then the Sachems exploded for a lead, but Lexington made the plays down the stretch. And Lexington comes away with a 54-49 victory. And John Dupree, let me get your thoughts on how this game went. The disappointed Winchester Sachems team headed to the locker room. They had a lead late, but Lexington really tremendous execution on both ends, led by the O'Neill twins. And it was Hugh O'Neill, the senior inside player, coming up big late in the game for Lexington.
Well, from an emotional standpoint, being a coach of these players over the years, I'm a bit, watching them walk by, saddened. I feel for them because I care about them a lot. But Lexington has a really solid team this year. The O'Neill brothers combined for 23 points. So the better team won tonight. You give Winchester and Coach Fleming, their team, a lot of credit. They didn't give up. They'll continue to play out the string of games. A bit bittersweet being this is their last home game for the year. However, they can leave on a note knowing that they gave their best effort tonight. So
I think the energy, effort, execution on the part of the Winchester team was just terrific. But I thought the offensive rebounding was a big factor in the game, John. And we talked at the top of the telecast about the mismatch issues that Winchester would have with the two O'Neill twins up front, and they really proved to be very difficult to box out on the interior offensively for Winchester trying to play defense late in the game.
Two disadvantages that Winchester had tonight. One, the quickness from the point guards and not able to stop that penetration by Smith and Barner, and also that height disadvantage. O'Neill's, once that ball hits the rim once in a while, once or twice, they get a second opportunity. It really, that height difference comes into play then, and thus resulting in the win for the Minutemen tonight.
Be great, John, if you could take a look at the unofficial scoring totals.
For the Lexington Minutemen here, guard, no surprise, David Barner finished with 14 points. Senior Hugh O'Neill with 13, and his brother, sophomore Harry O'Neill, with 10. For Winchester, the usual tandem of Grassy Fitzgerald. Grassy, number 15, the junior, with 17 points, and Ryan Fitzgerald, the senior, with 14. Jeff Bellotti did add in 9 points with his 3 3-pointers, keeping the Sachems close throughout, but just not enough.
And what's the outlook now, John, as we head down the stretch for Winchester? You talk about the fact that this is their last home game, but they've proved to play good basketball on the road. They had that win back on January 10th at Lexington. How do you see the Sachems the rest of the way? Maybe you can take a look a little bit at the schedule and talk about what the outlook is for the rest of the regular season for Winchester.
Well, for Winchester, they're going to finish up with 2 Middlesex League games, one against Arlington. I don't have the schedule in front of me at the moment, against the Spy Ponders. They will play the away game of a home-and-home versus Revere Patriots, which they lost in overtime to earlier in the year. A couple of things as they head towards the end of the year is, one, you want to make sure your seniors end on a positive note for something to remember by. It's high school basketball over anyways, and you want them to enjoy their experience, and also to get a look at those sophomores, that one freshman who's on the squad, what they can contribute to the team for next year for Coach Fleming and his staff.
Well, I really enjoyed this. This was a terrific evening to raise funds for a spectacular cause, and let's remind people one more time to check out the website, wincam.org/coaches versus cancer. That's wincam.org/coaches versus cancer. Just tremendous that the Winchester High School Athletic Department put this doubleheader together to raise awareness for Coaches versus Cancer and raise funds for a terrific cause. This disease has touched virtually everybody in our country, and again, we ask everybody that is viewing both live and the replayed versions of this to go to the website right now, wincam.org/coaches versus cancer, and donate for a terrific cause. And John, final thoughts on the doubleheader tonight. The Winchester girls coming up short at the hands of a very talented Lexington squad, and then a tremendous energy game here, and Winchester with the lead couldn't hold on. So the home team suffers 2 losses, but certainly the winner, I think, is Coaches versus Cancer, and raising tremendous awareness for that cause that has affected virtually everybody. In summary, how would you characterize the 2 games in the evening?
Energetic. I know for me, it didn't take much to get out of the house to come do a basketball game tonight here for a great cause and for 2 great teams. So Friday night basketball, high school basketball, really no other place I'd rather be than here in the gym. And for me, I think it was the first time ever. I've spent thousands of hours in this gym. It's the first time I've ever sat in this position, so it was quite unique. And again, like we said, for Coaches versus Cancer, no place I'd rather be than here tonight.
It looks a lot easier from this location, doesn't it, than it does from the bench? But no question about it. It was an awful lot of fun, and you're a class act. Thanks for everything you do for and have done for youth basketball here in the great town of Winchester. And that's going to do it tonight. We say thank you to our entire crew that did just a spectacular job. Anthony Gamani, our director, and the executive producer of WinCam. A tip of the cap to my friend and colleague, David Gauthier. So for John Dupuis, this is Ted Sarandis saying so long from the field house, Winchester High School, Winchester, Massachusetts. The final score, once again, Lexington High School 54, Winchester 49. Have a great night, everybody.